I made 2 little tweaks, and in 2 weeks, I have lost 10 pounds. I have less inflammation. Besides just losing weight, I have actually had less brain fog. Added the protein and removed the processed carbs and refined sugar. Are you a woman entrepreneur struggling with having a clear brain or making 3 YouTube videos in one afternoon? Are you struggling to get into flow? Are you struggling to be able to focus on the littlest of tasks? This video is for you. I discovered recently that has changed everything for me. It has allowed me to record for the last 3 hours, 3 different YouTube videos without losing my train of thought. It is so remarkable what these health changes really do to your body, to your mind, especially as women who own businesses. This is for women entrepreneurs who are stuck in the health trap, costing you. It could be joy. It could be time with family. But at the end of the day, what I found when I changed what I'm doing, believe it or not, have been losing weight, which I have been struggling with for so long because my nervous system just doesn't want to let anything go. Who has brain fog? Who is so cloudy in their mind that they can't even get into flow, that you can't even figure out what were you doing 2 minutes ago? You're sitting on the couch going, what do I have to do today? That is brain fog. That is where you do not have enough nutrients in the brain to actually run at the speed that we, amazing women entrepreneurs, run at. It takes a lot of brain power to do this. Now, I learned that if I change these 2 different things, I lost weight and I'm still losing. Less brain fog, more able to focus. Health is important because at the end of the day, what I talk about all the time, and if you want to go ahead and watch my video at the top of my channel, this explains what the Empire Framework really is. If you want to become a time billionaire, then you need the Empire Framework, because once you implement this framework, you become a time billionaire, which is really cool. You want to look at lifestyle, you want health, you want to be able to be robust, and you want to be able to enjoy everything we're working for. What is it that I did that changed so much for me and that gave me better feeling in my body, able to work longer, do more, make more money, and just feel happier? The first one is cutting out processed carbs. This is huge. What are processed carbs? Because I still do eat some carbs. Processed carbs, breads, any kind of fast food. That includes French fries, cookies. So if there are more than 10 grams of carbs, I don't eat it. I want to really be holistic to the body. So what do I eat? I do a lot of veggies. I like green beans. I will eat water chestnuts. I love broccoli, cauliflower. I will do a small amount of carrots. I do a lot of bell peppers. I eat cucumbers, zucchinis. I personally avoid peas, corn, heavy amounts of carrots. Now, what else do I eat? I still eat some potatoes. So it's not all the time, it's a little bit of a carb. I will eat rice. I will eat quinoa. The second thing I did, as women, we need this one thing more than anything. This builds our muscles. It is important for our brain power. It gives us clarity, and you are eating too little of it already. Now, you need protein. I have increased my protein. I was barely eating any protein because what was I doing? I was filling up on processed carbs all day long. All this came from my doctor. My doctor and I sat down and I told her, I said, I'm so tired every day. I have brain fog. I can't get off the couch till 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I get up, I start working. I work for 2 hours. I gotta go take a nap. What is wrong with me? And she goes, let's talk about what you're eating. And I'm telling her everything I'm eating. And she's like, all right, I know your problem. You need to cut the carbs. And she told me that as a 40-year-old woman, we need at least 20 to 40 grams per meal. I'm trying not to eat a lot of processed meat, and I don't want very fatty. Now, our body needs a certain amount of fat. So I actually put ghee in my coffee. I have no more than 2 cups of coffee a day. And I do Danger Coffee, which is my absolute favorite coffee because it is tested for mold and it actually has minerals added to it. To me, some of the best tasting coffee ever. The biggest thing is that you actually need to have fat with a protein. You need fat with protein because it helps regulate your insulin levels, regulate your hormones. The protein and the fat work together. But if you have too much fat, You're not going to lose the weight like you want to lose. So you have to really watch this. Talking about ketosis, when you are using ketones to run the body and your brain, that is how you get that clearing of the brain fog. When you can get into ketosis, your brain loves ketones more than it loves sugar and carb. It processes so much better off of all of that. When you eat heavy carbs and you're not eating a lot of protein, what happens is you're spiking your insulin level and you're getting these huge peaks, and then all of a sudden it crashes. That's why you're like, oh, I feel so tired, or you're unable to focus because your insulin's spiking and then falling. So you want to make sure we're eating lean protein with vegetables, very little carbs in each meal to make sure you have enough to run your system so that you can be burning ketones and be in ketosis. And then your brain actually runs better, which is super, super cool. Now, there's another one. This is refined sugar. And again, my doctor said you need to cut out the refined sugars. So only sugars that I eat now, which is still very limited, is only fruit. So coming full circle here, removing processed carbs and sugars has made me feel so good. I feel great. I have energy, I can focus, I don't get midday crashes. This has been amazing for me. And I've added in a lot more protein as I feel so good, even great. I'm losing weight, I'm happy, I am way more productive, which means I can do so much more work in a short period of time. And I have so much more clarity that I can actually get into flow. So the clarity and the flow have been huge for me. And all of this come together, it just makes you a happier person. Now, like I said, it was really, really hard for me to give these up, but here's what happened. I'm going to tell you a little story. I've been trying to do this for a long time. I've tried multiple times, and then I always have a cookie or a something, and then I fall right back into the addiction trap. This time though, one morning about 2 weeks ago, I just woke up in the morning and I was like, I don't want to eat carbs or sugar anymore. I just made the choice. And since then, I have had none at all. Even through the holidays, I had none. I made my own cookies. I made sugar cookies that have monk fruit in them. So they're actually sugar-free. They are with low carb flours. I was very cautious. I did some almond flour, some coconut flour. I did monk fruit for my sugar. Even the frosting was made with monk fruit so that it had no sugar. And they were actually great. Now, what I realized is I was still having a problem in the morning. So I'm going to talk really briefly about the morning routines that you have, because if you're still sluggish in the morning, this could be why. With ChatGPT, and I went through my sleep scores with him because I track my sleep every night. I said all my sleep scores. I talked about everything I'm eating, everything I'm doing, and I said, I wake up and I feel good, but within the first hour of waking up, I need to go back to sleep. Like I literally lay on the couch and I fall asleep for 20 minutes. And I couldn't understand what was going on because I've been feeling so good and having more energy, but why am I struggling so much in the first couple hours in the morning? And what he said, I'm not getting enough deep sleep. Then I found out right when I woke up. So I actually like fasting, but I was told by my doctors, because I am a woman, that fasting in the morning actually will hurt me more than help me. And so I need to eat food immediately when I wake up because I have really high cortisol as well. So they said, don't fast, eat. So I was eating right away. But what was happening is right after I ate, I got sleepy. I didn't understand why. So Chad told me, well, if you want to improve your deep sleep, take your Lament electrolytes at 6 p.m. and no later. Okay, let's try it. Then it said, stop eating right when you wake up. Instead, it said it wants me to take my Lament electrolytes right when I wake up, then wait 20 minutes, then a cup of coffee, 20 minutes, then food. Because do you know what was happening? I was eating the food, and because my stress hormone was too high in the morning, right when I wake up, I was eating and it was causing my insulin to drop too low and I got sleepy. I don't take any of my supplements yet, just Lament. I give it about 20 minutes. I sit down with my first cup of coffee. After that, then I eat my food and take my supplements with my food. And I've been doing this for 2 days now. And yesterday was a little rocky. I felt good, but I had a little bit of stomach ache. Today I did it and I was like, oh my God, I feel so freaking good. I'm not tired. I'm not dragging. I can start my videos. I can get going. So I want to bring this full circle. If your business is struggling because of you, you're sleepy, you're out of flow, you're struggling with basic stuff that hurts your business, then maybe you need to look at the food you eat. And mainly I want to say carbs and sugars. And then if you're 40 and over, are you eating enough protein? I want you to really look at those. What is it that's going on? And then if you still feel sleepy in the morning, use ChatGPT, use Gemini, use whatever AI you're using who understands you. I track my sleep scores. I have an Apple Watch, and so I track them every single night. And I look at them every day and it's like, did I do better? Did I worse? Why has the deep sleep been so off? Now, you don't have to use AI, but AI is a great way to analyze stuff that you're not seeing. It has a ton of information that you don't always know. And so after I showed a ton of data, told him everything that I was eating, I actually asked him to ask me more questions if needed for clarification so we can get to the right answer. Chat was like, I don't know if this is going to work. I think this is what is wrong. Let's try it for 3 or 4 days. If it didn't work and you're still sleepy, come back to me with information. We'll get a different plan in place. And I love that because I was like, okay, it's not telling me this is the only way. It's giving me an idea. Now, I want to be clear. I've been talking to doctors for years about why I'm so sleepy in the morning, where I literally sleep for 8, 10, 12 hours and I wake up exhausted. I can go 4 hours and I'm exhausted, 6 hours I'm exhausted. I always woke up tired and I know my cortisol and my insulin is a problem. There's so many little things, but this all comes back to your business and the income that you earn. If you are not able to get in flow and you're not able to be creative, you're not able to make content, you're not able to reach out for a sale. If you can't reach out to these people and sell what you are selling, you have no business. I use this analogy in a lot of my videos. You're going to fall into a pit of lava. You're eventually just going to fall in because you're working, but you're working to the ground. And this is so important. So if you want to try it and you've tried it before or you struggle, leave me a comment about it. I'm really interested to hear if other women are doing it, if other women have tried it, any success with it. I am hoping that in the next couple years, I tone up, I lose a lot of the weight, and I can just stay healthy by not eating this kind of food. The difference with this time versus any other time, my body actually asked for it. My body, when I woke up, it literally was like, I think I'm ready for it. And so the cravings have not been there. I haven't been craving chocolate like I used to, or going and having breads and pastas and all the stuff like I used to. Get this all back in order. Get your body feeling right. Get your health in place, because if you want to be a time billionaire, it doesn't make sense if your body is broken and you can't function anymore. The whole goal of a time billionaire is that you have your health to survive. Like, why would you want to have $2, $3, $4, $10 million a year coming in when you can't get out of bed, when you can't see your family, you can't travel the world, you can't go spend it, you can't drive your Bentley or your Lamborghini or whatever it is that you want, you can't go on the luxury cruises. If you can't do the things you're working so hard to do, why are you doing this? Your health is priority. It should be number one. As soon as you start taking care of your health, watch your business income explode. It really does. It's pretty amazing. Thank you for joining me on today's video. Leave me some comments. I'm interested to hear your thoughts around all this. Make sure to subscribe. And if you want to come meet me live, I do have the experience live in Nashville. The doors are open. Get your seat if you want to come and get 5% jump in your business in a day and a half. This is not a talking head. This is not just a mastermind. This is something completely different. Make sure to get your seat. Check it out. Links below. Get on the wait list. Come learn about it and see if it's right for you. I'll see you on the next video right now.